All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Houston Voyagers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. Now it's Darnold. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in the game.
Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! Boom! Landed!
On 2nd down, Darnold. Incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Detroit! Detroit!
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Detroit!
They'll try and throw for it here. That's to his running back, complete. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Goes underneath here to White. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll turn to Michel as they go back to the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And Matthews has it right side. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Darnold from the gun. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
On 1st down, Darnold. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Malone. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
On 3rd down. That's Mack, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot!
Now a first carry for the backup, Isaiah Crowell. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
No. Check. Patriot. Leopard.
They keep it with Crowell on first. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The big nose tackle, Danny Shelton, there to swallow him up.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Gun! Watch him now, Barney! Gun!
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. That's caught right side by Anderson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Leopard!
They go back to the ground now with Corral. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The corner, Stephon Gilmore, on the stop.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Gun!
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout.
Gun!
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And his kick is good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find runs that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And now out comes Houston. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. It'll be a gain of 6, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now a play fake here on first down. And it's complete to Mitchell. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well. But
a moot point there as they were able to connect. He'll look to throw. And a dump off to White. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it second down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. This will be taken in at the 1. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now out comes Houston. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit. Second half starts with a run by Murray. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Detroit!
They go play action here on 1st down. And Matthews over the middle of the ground. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Sony Michel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
No. Check. Patriot. Over.
Play action. It's Darnold. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. A beautiful spin and room to run. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Darnold. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw now on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. He was looking for Matthews that time. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a carry from Mack. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Darnold now to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
No, check. Patriot!
Faking the give, Darnold. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Mack. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Steps away to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they'll go on the ground. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Everyone gears up for third down, talks about the importance of it. But fourth down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, you know, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on fourth down.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw to Michel on the dump off. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And no room that time. Getting it to about the 46. The tackle by Tremaine Johnson. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like you know his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do you know, what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
A give. This is Michel. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Now back to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be from 56 yards out. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Over the middle, complete. It's Malone. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
Detroit!
On 1st down, Darnold. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Gone! 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 Gone!
Darnold from the red zone now. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
To throw on second down is Darnold. Flush to his right, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Mack, and running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit.
Back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. And now out comes Houston. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. That one looks like he'll throw here. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Keeping it on the ground on 1st, Michel. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Michel. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for the home team here, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Denver Broncos next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.